You know, like when you break up from school and you'd be on like your 6 weeks holiday, but
Yeah, yeah.
you're grounded for the full 6 weeks. That's what this feels like. I just feel like I'm 8 years old and grounded again. How are you finding working from home?
What's your daily routine during the lockdown?
This photographer called Alessio Albi, I think he's called. So what he's been
Mate,
doing is FaceTiming models. He's been doing photo shoots through webcams, which
it's
is just
amazing.
insane. And nobody would have
Absolutely
ever done
amazing.
that unless this had happened. It's interesting to see how this epidemic is, you know, kind of opening new doors of being creative.
Yeah, I think this is a big test for a lot of businesses, a lot of agencies, a lot of companies. And I think if you can get past this test and you come out with it, even if you just pass it, you just slide out of it, you're going to come out the other side a much better company, agency, or business, 100%. We are back. This is it.
We're back. I mean, straight off the bat, I'm going to break the podcast time zone paradox thing because we've already done episode 2, but that's now going to be about episode 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So, you know, thanks to COVID, you know, this has happened. But
we've brought this episode forward,
yeah,
specifically because it's about the whole situation that we're in right now.
yeah. So as you can see, well, if you're watching on YouTube, as you can see, I'm in my house. Adam is in his house, and we're going to talk about how this epidemic has affected not only us, but the Social Co itself as a company, and kind of dig into that a little bit. So, Adam, how are you finding working from home?
I thought I was gonna hate it, to be completely fair, absolutely hate it, and I've kind of, the first few days I was a bit just bored and because normally our office environment's very we're very bounce off each other. We're it's hilarious. It's just good crack in the office all the time. So I thought coming to an environment where it's just me sat at my desk by myself, I thought I was going to hate it. And the first few days I was a bit bored and all that. But now I'm kind of just chilling. I'm purely chilling.
Yeah.
I'm waking up. I'm doing my work. I'm just sat here. I don't know. I could probably handle it for, a little bit longer. But I'm going to get bored again, I think.
It's definitely going to be a lot more than a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's going to be ages.
We know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
It is. I mean, it's they've said that we could be doing social distancing for at least another 6 to 12 months, but I'm not sure how to this extent it'll be.
Does that mean we're not going to be able to hug?
No, unfortunately not, mate. I know you're gutted by that, but
yeah, I'm actually gutted.
That's just the way things are at the minute. What I was thinking was, like when you break up from school and you'd be on your 6 weeks holiday, but
yeah.
You're grounded for the full 6 weeks. That's what this feels like.
Yeah, for sure.
I just feel like I'm 8 years old and grounded again.
But all your friends. But the thing is with that though, if you were grounded in the 6 weeks, all your friends would be out posting that they're out and that. Oh, you're coming out, and you'd be like, oh, I can't. But now it's all your friends are also grounded.
They're all everyone's grounded.
We've all been extremely naughty, so we're all grounded.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah.
Have you been tempted to shave your head yet?
Absolutely not. Not
No?
Literally haven't even thought about it for a second. It would never. No, there's no way these locks are going anywhere. There's nowhere. No.
I'm sure everyone will be relieved to hear that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no one wants to see this fired.
Yeah. 4 head or 5 head? What do you reckon?
9 head, mate.
9 head.
Yeah. By the way, so today's what's the date today? Thursday, the 2nd of April. About 10 minutes before we started recording this, Jen, one of our videographers, and James, one of the directors of Social Co, was on ITV News. Literally 10 minutes ago, they were on ITV News talking about a video that the media team at the Social Co's kind of just put together about the positivity that's going to come off the back of this virus situation. If you haven't seen that, it's on the YouTube channel that the Social Conversations on, so go watch that. But
it'll be linked in the show notes below.
Dean will link it. There we go. That's better. Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah.
They were on ITV News. We were literally just watching it. They were on ITV. Bless her, Jen was killing it though. she smashed it. She was
Shaking in
so
her boots.
nervous. Yeah, she like put in the group chat before. She was like, the heart rate was like 150, and she was like, I'm about to go on ITV, and then but she smashed it like
Yeah,
amazing.
absolutely killed it. Yeah, yeah, really, really happy with the the way that video has been received by the public. It's pretty cool to see like the message of positivity being spread throughout the UK and well throughout the world now. The video is like it's been shared throughout and it's millions of views now. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's millions of people that's seen the video, and I
Mm.
think we got there at the perfect time. I think there was a lot of negativity, like there still is now, but there was a lot, a few days ago. And the video kind of came out, and so many people seen it. So many people shared it, saying like that's kind of what they needed for a little boost and a little bit of motivation for, just to power through it, to get them through it. And then after it, hopefully, there's a little bit of like kind of light at the end of the tunnel. So
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what people are looking for in times like these. Everyone's holed up at home, and all they want is just a little bit of an escape, a little bit of positivity to kind of come from times like these, because it's a bit depressing, isn't it, really?
it is depressing, yeah. Because literally, I'm hardly doing anything. Like I'm really grateful that we've got work, and we work for the agency that we do. That we're such a busy agency, we've got constant work. So we're kind of lucky that we can kind of work still. You know what I mean? Because like there's so many people that's been let go and like that aren't working anymore. I couldn't imagine what they're doing, because my weekends are boring right now. Everyone's weekends are boring, but at least for people who are still working, the weekend's a little bit of a break still. You can kind of step away from your work a little bit. But the guys who aren't working, every single day is a weekend day. So it's like, what do you do? Watch so much Netflix, eat so much food, mate. Like,
Tons of food.
Like it's so easy to just go get something to eat because it kills a few minutes or however long it takes to eat. So I don't know.
And we're definitely those types of people who we really enjoy to work, and
oh yeah,
that's about it. Not to sound like that's a bit depressing the way I put it, but like we just really enjoy work and we're constantly motivated. We're always working away. But when when you're stuck in the house, what the hell else are you supposed to do?
Like especially for, I mean, I love being out and shooting as much as I can. I love editing the videos. I like constantly creating, but especially you, because you not only shoot for work, but you shoot for yourself literally like every week at least every couple of weeks you're shooting something just for yourself. Now you can't, not only can you not really do proper work, like you can't shoot for work, you can also not do your personal shoots, which for you must be crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean, I, like a few other people, I'm one of those creatives who that's all I do. I just get so much enjoyment out of creating stuff. But I think us being put in this situation, it's kind of forced us to be creative in a different way and create content, just basically pull it out of your arse. Because
Literally.
What else are you supposed to do? You're stuck at home. You can't go out and shoot. And what I've seen online is this photographer called Alessio Albi, I think he's called.
The
on
Skype
Instagram
photo shoots.
Yeah, exactly. So what he's been doing is FaceTiming models and then directing them to get them posed in the correct light, and then obviously styling and stuff like that. And he's been doing photo shoots through webcams, which is just insane. And nobody would have ever done that unless this had happened.
There's a good point that we have to create content in different ways. Like that video, the We Remember video that's just gone out on ITV. Another hint to ITV. Such go on ITV. Yes. That was something that we don't really do. Like all of the videos that Such God creates it's our footage that we shoot. So to make a video out of other people's content and the content that's out there on the internet was a bit of a challenge for the guys. But I mean, they managed to smash it. They made a 2-minute video like that, just kept you all the way through. It was like really engaging. It was a bit emotional. You got the goosebumps. You got a little bit teary-eyed, and I think they smashed that.
Yeah, absolutely killed it. And on top of that, it was edited by members of the team at home by themselves. So we were using, Discord, the apps like Discord and Zoom and stuff like that to kind of edit through the screen sharing and stuff like that. And even using pieces of technology like that, we wouldn't have done that like this time last year. So it's again, it's interesting to see how this epidemic is kind of opening new doors of being creative.
100%. Yeah. So although this is a COVID-19 special podcast, we have to, we still have to keep our schedule in. People are now used to it from episode 1. People know that each segment, especially questions for Dean. So
yeah, to break the paradox again, you didn't actually do the little intro on the first episode. I'm pretty sure you did it when we recorded the second episode.
No.
Yeah. So people don't know that, but they've got that to listen to in the next episode. So that's fine.
So really, we're teasing.
Yeah, we're teasing
the second that isn't the second, which is actually the third or the fourth episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, guys. So in that episode, you hear for the first time you hear the jingle. Do questions for Dean, like that. I mean, right. Everyone's gonna remember it after maybe 4 or 5 episodes. I think it'll just be in the head.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, questions for Dean. Question 1. The aren't joke ones, by the way. The genuinely kind of still around the COVID.
You've got serious questions for me this week as well.
Well, a little bit.
Okay.
So Dean.
Yep.
What's your daily routine during the lockdown?
Ooh, you see, this is another thing that we dug into on the Paradox episode that we recorded but hasn't released yet. A morning routine is absolutely vital for a productive day. Like any day, no matter if you're on lockdown or not, if you don't have a solid morning routine, I don't think that you're getting the best out of your full day, because it sets you up. You've set your day up properly, and if you don't do that, then I feel like you're on a downer for the rest of the day. You're not at your best self. You're not the most creative, etc. So what I've been doing is very similar to what I do normally.
Yeah.
So get up at 6, even though I'm not going to work.
Weird.
I don't need to be. It's not weird. It's
6
not weird.
6 in the morning.
Yeah.
Every morning, Dean.
Not every morning. I pushed it to 7 today.
Oh, so it was 7 this morning.
Yeah, I had a little lie in.
That's a bit more normal.
Yeah,
that's a bit more.
So like everything, it's not a hard and fast rule. If you're feeling tired on a night and you think, I don't really have a lot to do the following morning, then I'll sleep in an extra hour. I'm only human. So wake up at 6, get everything sorted, get showered, get my breakfast, make my coffee, and then I'm at my desk, and then I can work for an hour or 2 before I do work. Which would be traditionally I'd just get in the car, go to work. But now it's you have the Zoom meetings at 9 a.m, 9:30 a.m, and then you're on with your tasks for the day. And moving on from that, we posted something on our socials last week, I believe it was, or it might have even been the week before, and it was 6 tips for people to use when working from home. So what there was keeping a normal routine, which is obviously what I've just been talking about. You don't want to kind of be too relaxed, but you want to kind of you want to be ready for work. So the second one, leading on from that, is get dressed. You don't want to be sitting around in pajamas all day. You want to feel ready. I'd wear this in the office. I've got my jeans on. I've got my fancy little hoodie on, which actually is the same hoodie that I'm wearing in our podcast artwork, may I add. Little
nice,
tidbit.
Keeping the theme up. But yeah, that's a good point about getting ready in the morning. Like, I think I've done it quite well. I've got up every morning at around about the same time, got showered, got changed, and sat at my desk. I do miss driving to work. I do miss kind of commuting to work, because you get put into that mindset when you pull into the car park. You're like, right, it's time to work. I'm just walking from one room that's next door to here. The commute's not as long. It's a bit shorter. I mean, by about 100%. It's literally shorter. It's 2 steps out my door into here compared to a 25-minute drive. So.
But that's part of the routines, isn't it? So you've got to use a morning routine in that same way that you would use a commute to get into the mood for working.
Yeah.
So third on that list was setting up a quiet area in your house that works for you. So you don't want to just be like sat on the sofa in front of the TV. Like you want to be ready to work. Luckily I've got a full desk set up. I've got my own computer and stuff like that. You know, I've got the luxury of I've got my own space, but a lot of people don't. So what I was saying to like a few of our staff members like Jen and the rest, like they don't have stations at home, which a lot of people don't. So if you've got a dining table, kind of clear the area, you know, make sure that everyone else in your house knows that this is your little workspace. And when you're at work, you're at work. You're not to be disturbed, you know. And I'm sure that everyone would respect that.
100%.
So number 4 on the list was setting yourself a lunch break, which is like absolutely vital. I know what we're like. Once you get going and once you're working, you're just like, I'm working, I'm in I'm in the zone, you know, and you're editing away, but you really need to have like regular breaks because otherwise you're going to run out of steam at 3 p.m. and you're just going to fall off a cliff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super important to just get yourself away from your workstation. Just go out for a walk, you know, get yourself some food, even if it's just a drink or a coffee, whatever you want to do. Go in if you've got a garden, go chill in your garden for a bit or go sit outside. Whatever you want to do, just take yourself away from that environment where you're constantly working so you can just kind of relax for a bit. That's super important.
Yeah, exactly. And that leads on to number 5, which is if you can get some fresh air during your break periods, which is like, it's absolutely vital. When we're cooped up in the house all day, it's so depressing. And getting that fresh air really does just give you that little boost.
Yeah, for sure.
So number 6 was stay in touch. We've been using apps like Discord and Zoom to kind of keep in touch with members of the team, which is like, it does a lot more good than you would really think. You would think, you know, do I really want to be on calls and stuff? Like, I just want to get my work done. But again, it really just gives you that extra boost, you know, when you're just chatting to people, you know, and like us, we kind of bounce ideas off each other. And if you're stuck on, you know, for example, if we're stuck on an edit or something, if we just bounce that idea off one another, sometimes you just need a set of ears to kind of bounce off of, don't you?
100%. Yeah, definitely.
So that was the 6 tips for people when working from home.
Brilliant.
And I've been implementing them all, and they're pretty sound. So that was actually the answer to question number 1 for questions for Dean. So there you go.
It was, to be fair, and that moves us swiftly to question number 2.
Here we go.
What is the first thing you're going to do after the lockdown? Once it's stopped, you know, social distancing might still be a thing, but the lockdown has stopped. We're back to work. You know, we're back to work. We can go out, do what we want to do. What's the first thing you do? Go for it.
That's a pretty wide question.
Yep.
I might have a pint, you know, mate.
No.
Yeah, I might have a pint. I haven't drank for nearly 18 months. And I think by the time, hold on, when is it? Mid-May, it'll be 18 months. And I just done it as, you know, productivity boost. I just wanted a little lifestyle change. I think it's time, mate. You know, I want to kind of have a little, you know, catch up with my mates, have a pint, you know, quiet chat in a pub. Oh, I like that. I miss that.
Yes. Yeah, that's amazing. Perfect.
But like so many other things, we're just taking it for granted.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many things that I've taken for granted, which like I really miss. Like really, really miss. Just like going for nice drives, going to see your friends, just for like to do anything. Going to see my parents, like
yeah,
like I've done a couple of shopping trips for my mum, and I've like gone to see my mum and dad, dropped the shopping off, and my dog's just at the window, just like looking at me. I'm like, oh. I can't even give you a hug. I'm like, it's emotional, but you know, we'll get through it, and we'll yeah. So that's kind of leads me into the next question for Dean, and that is, what do you miss the most about a normal life?
Just that freedom. It's mad, isn't it? The amount of freedom that we've had taken away from us. Not, you know, as a kind of in a horrible way, but just to keep everyone else safe, we've got to sacrifice a lot of the things that we take for granted, which, like I said, it is a bit depressing, but it's the thing that we've got to do at the moment. I mean, moving forward, I think we're going to be so much more appreciative of just the little things, really.
Absolutely. Okay, this one's good, really good. Quite an important one, to be fair. How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant?
You said these questions would be serious, Adam.
I
don't know. I don't know. How big is the elephant? Is it a baby elephant?
No, it's an African elephant. With a big tusks, and it's big. And you've got what chickens look like. It's just a standard chicken.
A standard chicken. I mean, I'm going to say at least like 300 to 500, probably.
Because I'm thinking they can all just peck the shit out the legs of the elephant until the elephant. Until the elephant falls over, and then they can just bang, bang, bang. I don't know why. I love elephants. To be fair, I've just been to see some when I was in Thailand, and I was like washing them. Like, it was absolutely incredible. So I don't want any elephants to die. By the way, it was a funny thing to say about the chickens.
It's just a figurative elephant.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Here's one. I'm going to end on this one, right? Because it's an important one for a lot of people. Not sure if it's an important one for you though. Have you been doing your daily exercise?
I have, actually. What I've been doing is I bought this pull-up bar, like the ones that you attach to, the door frame.
Yep.
I bought that maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, and I've never really used it. But now that I'm locked inside all day, I'm able to use it like all the time. So I've got it up on the door next to the loo. So every time like I need to have a break or go to the loo or whatever, I'll just do like 5 pull-ups.
Like just before poo, like 10, and then.
Well, yeah, I suppose if you want to put it like that.
I'm intrigued to know how many pull-ups you can do.
I mean, I'm trying to do 50 a day, but it's usually broken up into like
50 times.
3. Yeah, just one. I'll just I'll walk past it 50 times a day and do one.
50 times.
I can maybe do like 10 or 15. I've got like little noodle arms, so I'm not really like, I'm not Action Man. Have you been doing daily exercise?
No.
You haven't?
No.
Well, you need to, Adam.
I know.
You're terrible.
I haven't been. Tell you what, I have been exercising. My thumbs, because I've been playing loads of COD.
Oh, I was just about to ask you that after we finished questions for Dean.
Yeah.
So
questions for Dean's done now. Segment finished. Let's move on.
But you've got to do the
questions for Dean.
Wow.
Yeah. See how I added the little bit at the end of the jingle, because that's the end of it. You've got this jingle at the start, and then you've got the the end part of the jingle.
Yeah. That sounds like a fully produced like jingle there, mate.
I mean,
I'm impressed.
What can I say?
So when you haven't been working, what have you been doing?
So weekends basically, because Monday to Friday, our working hours haven't changed, so I'm just at my computer editing videos, talking to the guys, coming up with ideas on how to create videos. When I finish at like 5 o'clock, I go outside for a bit if I can. Maybe just go outside for a little bit of walk, have some food. COD.
Which one?
Call of Duty, the newer, the Modern Warfare, the newer.
Warzone. The new one.
Yeah, Warzone's like life changing. It's amazing. Anyway, so I've been doing that. That goes from about 6 p.m. till about
God knows when.
Yeah.
Just whenever you like.
Just whenever. Yeah. And then weekends, have a little bit of I try and have a little bit of a lie in, because first of all, it kills a little bit of time. And then once I get up, get showered, breakfast, COD.
That's a lot of COD, mate.
Yeah, and to be fair, I'm still awful. I'm awful at it as well.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, and then apart from that, I'm watching a lot of Netflix. I'm consuming a lot of kind of inspiration. I watch a lot of films and watch a lot of TV shows, a lot of YouTube content. and just to kind of get as much inspiration, because when I'm at the office and when we're at work, inspiration is very easy to get because you're sat next to another creator. So it's really easy to get new ideas for content and stuff like that. But when we're by ourselves at home, it's near on impossible to get that inspiration unless you're, looking at content from other people. So
that's pretty interesting that that's where you get your inspo from.
I get a lot of my inspiration from films for sure. I think it's because the background that I came from was like making like short films, like narrative pieces for like uni and things like that, where there was a start, a middle, and end, and it flows all the way through. Compare that to the work I'm doing now, which is a lot more quick video projects where it's just grabbing your attention. There's sometimes a story. I like to try and get a story in as many of my projects as I can, but sometimes there isn't, and it's just a video. So I think, I don't know. I like getting the inspiration from films because I like the narrative. I don't know.
Have you been watching anything on Disney Plus? Have you signed up yet?
I haven't signed up yet.
What you? Obviously, the biggest Marvel fan I know, and you haven't signed up to Disney Plus yet.
But listen, as soon, literally, I don't have time for to be fair, I do have time. I literally have all the time in the world for a Marvel marathon.
Time now.
For a Marvel marathon, but I've done it so many times, mate, that I've done it so many times. I want to skip to Infinity War, bro. Like, I want to get to Infinity War and watch Infinity War and Endgame. Like, I just want to watch that.
To be fair, I did that and I just skipped and watched Endgame the other day, just because I wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. No, I will get it. I will get it. I just I don't know.
I've got Disney Plus, and I've been watching obviously the Infinity War and Endgame stuff. But what I've also been digging into is they've got the Pixar shorts on there, which are just like 4 to 10 minute little movies. So there's ones for like Toy Story and Up and stuff. And I think, are they usually played either before or after the movies, like in the cinemas?
Yeah, so like the big releases, like the latest Toy Story film. There was a short film that was amazing about these, like, I think it was about these dumplings that came to life or something. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
that came on before Toy Story, and it's like a 6-minute film. I can't remember how long it was, but it was just absolutely incredible. Like, and it's done by like really indie people, like people who were just making these films for themselves, kind of thing, and they kind of do it off the back of Disney. I don't know exactly how it works, and that pretty much gets them into working on a full feature for Pixar or Disney, which is absolutely amazing, like amazing opportunity. So,
but as we did mention in episode 2, which is now episode 4, we have to sit and watch something while we're eating our dinner. We can't be eating our dinner until we're watching something. I don't want to give too much away on this episode, but those little shorts are perfect for when you just sit down, you got your little dinner, just chuck something on the telly, and it's just great. Like 5 minutes of Toy Story, that's just great.
Yeah, because you don't want to commit to a full feature or even a full TV episode, because you're eating, you're not completely engaged with what you're watching. You're kind of eating it, you're looking up a little bit, looking like that. You don't want to miss something because there's nothing worse. So you want something that's, it's good to watch, but you don't want to like miss any. You're not bothered that you're going to miss a few little bits, and I think that's perfect. So I'm with you on that. Yeah,
exactly. Like, it's just like they're so good. I've also been playing on as a remaster on the PlayStation 4, GTA San Andreas.
What a game!
Isn't it unreal? Like, so good.
That game is like, my childhood memories are just like popping back up right now, thinking about playing that game. Like,
it's just so nostalgic.
If I close my eyes, I can see the hood. Like, I can see
East End Grove Street. Yeah, mate, it's sick. But playing it on a 4K TV on a PlayStation 4, you realize just how outdated it is now. Yeah. Like, everything is just so triangular and square. It's a bit, it's not the most high def game, but it is like, it's just full of nostalgia. It's great.
It didn't matter back then when we were playing games. Like, the quality wasn't a thing. Now it's like really important. Like, if I play a game and the graphics are crap, I'm like, it kind of pulls me out of it. I'm not engaged with it. I don't really want to do it. Oh yeah, Well,
I think it's just expected nowadays, though, really, isn't it?
100%.
Yeah. I really just want them to do a remaster of San Andreas. I know GTA 5 is in the same place, but it's just not the same. I want CJ in 4K high definition.
Oh, can you imagine?
That'd be sick. That
Oh,
would. I don't know why they wouldn't do it either, because it would just sell like hotcakes.
it would. It would.
Insane game.
Yeah, man.
Although I've got to admit something, mate. My favorite Grand Theft Auto game is Grand Theft Auto 4.
Why?
Because I feel like I probably put the most game time into that one, and I absolutely love it, mate.
It's the worst one.
No, it's not. It's not like
It's the worst one.
it's not the worst one. It's sick. Anyway, moving on from Grand Theft Auto. There's a lot of people who are creatives like us, and they're out of work. And I saw this post on well, it was a tweet, but it's been screenshotted and put on Instagram by Jamelia Jamil, saying that it's okay if you're not creating right now. It's okay if you're frozen, depressed, anxious, or lost. I keep being asked how I'm staying creative. I'm not. I'm just looking for places to donate, reading the news, or watching old box sets. It's okay to survive just for a little bit. And I think that's like really, really important for people to hear. Like, there's obviously so many people who are like freelancers, like freelance photographers, filmmakers, or whatever, and they're stuck at home and they can't do anything. And like, it's totally fair enough if you just want to chill and just have some time off. Like, you need it. I think it's like really, it's a breath of fresh air, because most of the time we're just always getting after it. And I think this pandemic is, like we said, it's almost a blessing in disguise for a lot of people. You need to kind of find some stillness in it.
Yeah. No, that's really good. I love that. I love that. I think it's super important to just take yourself out of work. It not even just for creative people. Like, for creative people, it's super important because you're constantly battling your own mind. You're like, it's a mental game, like trying to like overcome like creative boundaries all the time. But for all people and all different types of work environments, like, to pull yourself away from it's it's kind of a little bit of a good thing to kind of just bring yourself away just for a little bit.
I mean, I suppose it also gives you time to reset. I think a lot of us kind of get stuck in a rut creatively, so it gives you time to reset, but it also gives you time to learn some new skills. Like, one of my mates, Rob, messaged me the other day, and he's a full-time photographer, and he's just stuck, and he hasn't got a clue. He lives by himself, and he's just like, I don't know what to do. So he was like, how are you coping? And obviously it's different for me because I've got loads of work to do, like, full time. So what I was saying was, like, why don't you just use the time to learn some new skills? Try and master some different programs like Capture One, or if you're mainly a photographer, try using Premiere Pro or whatever, and learn some new like retouching skills or anything like that. It's just an excuse to learn some new trades. And if you're not a creative, use the time to learn a new language. Or if your brother or dad or something has got a guitar, learn to play the guitar. Like, use this time to kind of add some new strings to your bow.
100%. I love that.
So do you have some questions from people on Instagram?
I was just about to say that. Yeah, so I put a little asked a question on Insta, and I got quite a lot. I'm actually really happy with how many responses we got. I don't know how 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15, 16, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25. That's sick.
I'm amazed. That is insane.
That's sick. That's really cool.
You're a very popular guy, Adam.
Well, no, I think, Dean, it's the social conversation. It's not me. That social conversation is big time now. We've got one episode out.
Yeah.
How many views? How many views?
I don't know, mate. Maybe like 700 or something. 700,
right? So 25 out of them 700 have gone to the next level, and they want to be involved in the next episodes to ask questions. I completely understand. It's not me. It's not me. It's not Dean Hindmarsh. It's the social conversation. Anyway, so one of the questions, this is a good one. It's hey, how you doing?
Great question. Wonderful question. That next.
This one's good because the first episode, I asked you the question about the island, about if you were on a desert island. This one is, if you lived on an island during quarantine, what would you do?
I think they're very much just one and the same. If you're stuck on an island, you're in quarantine anyway. You just can't go outside.
So you just continue what you're doing, basically.
Yeah. So just see my answers from episode 1. That's the answer to that question.
Go put some more views on that 700 view mark. Go back and watch that. Okay, this one's good. It's by Ollie Martin. He's a videographer in the Northeast. Really talented young guy. He's asked, for social media, is it about quality or quantity?
I've went through phases of thinking that it's more quantity than quality, like regularly released content. You've got to strike a balance between the two. Like, for example, if you're building a YouTube channel, you just need to be regular with it, and then maybe if you're not so good on the quality to start with, the quality will come with that regularity of creation. And I think you've just got to really strike a balance between the two.
100%. Like with the social core, the whole media team, there's quite a few of us. There's 7 of us, right?
Yes.
8 of us. There's 8 of us now. There's 8 of us.
Oh yeah, there is.
Since Cam joined, there's 8 of us. So there's quite a lot of people. So the quantity happens anyway. Does that make sense? Because all of us are constantly working, the quantity's there anyway, and the quality, it's also there because you wouldn't be part of the team if you weren't a talented person, like videographer, photographer, whatever, designer, whatever you're doing. So I think with us, it's kind of a level playing field. I think the quality and the quantity's there anyway. But if you're by yourself, YouTube is a good thing to mention there, Dean, because if you're starting up on YouTube, if you just posted amazing content, but you were only posting, once every couple of weeks or once a month because of how good the quality was and how long it's taking you to put it together, then you're not going to gain any traction because no one's going to see the content.
Yeah.
But if you're constantly posting like every day or maybe once a week, for example, the quality is going to come. Like you said, the quality is going to get there eventually, and by then you'll have your audience. So you kind of got to that peak by doing it naturally, which is good. But yeah, great.
I think like one of the things that a lot of kind of young and starting creatives need to hear is just do it. Like, just start. You need to get it rolling, and then you'll kind of find your niche or find your style or whatever. And like we said, the quality will come from that. Like, you're not going to improve on creating if you're not creating.
Yeah. Perfect, man. Here's a question from James Ogilvy, one of the directors of the Social Core. He asks, does the duck get any bread in the end? Now, Dean, have you heard about the duck and the bread?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll tell you. So, there's a duck. A duck walks into this pub, his local pub, and says to the landlord, excuse me, landlord, have you got any bread? And the landlord says, oh, no, sorry, duck, we don't have any bread. So the duck leaves. The next day, the duck comes into the pub, says, landlord, have you got any bread? Landlord says, oh, mate, no, we don't have any bread. He leaves. Comes back the next day. Landlord, please, have you got any bread? And the landlord says, no, if you come back in here one more time asking for bread, I'm going to take a nail and hammer it through your beak. So the duck's like, whoa, okay, leaves. Next day, comes back and says, landlord, have you got any nails? And the landlord says, no. He says, have you got any bread?
Wow. Thanks for taking me on that journey. That was good, mate.
Honestly, that's probably one of the only jokes I know, but it's brilliant. Anyway, yeah, thanks, James, for the question.
I'm going to say no, he doesn't get any bread.
No, he didn't. He didn't get it.
No.
Danny Roberts has asked, how has the virus affected business and what actions have you taken to resolve it? So we've kind of like touched on it a little bit throughout the episode already, but I think, the Social Core take them for example. Obviously, we're killing it right now. I mean, we've literally been put under so much pressure because of this, and I think we've literally escaped that pressure, and we're just like we're smashing it. Like ITV, straight away we're on there with a piece of content we've created off our own backs. We've also been on the Tiny radio. James was on there talking about the video as well. So I genuinely think we've kind of escaped the pressure a little bit. I mean, the pressure's still there. You know, we're an agency. We're used to filming every single day and creating new content. So we're having to kind of think outside the box and create content that we've already shot before and re-edit things. But I think we've absolutely smashed it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's proven just how adaptable we are as an agency. And not only has, coronavirus proven that we're adaptable, it's also proven that we as a nation and as, people are very adaptable. We can take on anything really if we put our minds to it. We get so used to the norm, but once we're put under pressure, we can always find ways to succeed.
Yeah, I think this is a big test for a lot of businesses, a lot of agencies, a lot of companies, and I think if you can get past this test, and you come out with it, even if you just pass it, you just slide out of it, you're going to come out the other side a much better company, agency, or business, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's one. This is kind of an interesting question. Who is your hero?
Who's your hero, Adam?
My hero. Now, I'm not too sure who my hero is. Like, my hero. I mean, in terms of my work and who I look up to as my hero in this line of work is Roger Deakins. Now, I don't know if you know who Roger Deakins is, but
I've heard the name.
He's a director of photography / cinematographer who has won 2 Oscars for his work. I mean, his movies just inspire me so much. Like a lot of my student films were shot because of the way he shot. Like, took a lot of inspiration. They were nowhere near as nice, obviously, but I took a lot of inspiration. I think he's probably my hero in this sense in terms of my line of work. I don't know who else I would say my hero is. I don't know. I'm not sure.
You've got to be your own hero, haven't you?
Oh, Dean, man.
Yeah, there we go.
Dean, man. I knew you were going to say some cringy ass shite like that. You've got to be your own hero.
You do?
Yeah. I mean, you're right. It's cringy as fuck, but you're right to say that. Yeah, you are.
I don't think you should really be comparing yourself to others that much.
No.
Because it can drive you mad.
Yeah. Yeah. Be your own hero. Dean Harmatch says, "Be your own hero." That's right.
I do. Yeah. There you go. You know what? Actually, that's my next LinkedIn post right there. That's sorted.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God. Right. This is an interesting one. Josh Burton has asked, if you could know the absolute truth to one question, what would the question be?
That's a question.
That's amazing. That's an amazing question. Like
that's very profound.
Yeah.
That's good. Wow.
I'm impressed.
You know what? There's a lot of questions I'd like to ask that I'd like to know the truth to, but I think the real challenge is choosing one and one only.
I think I've got one.
Go on.
One question that if someone knew the answer, like they know the answer. So like if you ask this question, you definitely know exactly what you want to know. I would ask, is there other life in the universe?
Yeah, you know what? I'd ask the same thing.
Literally, because that is the question.
It's got to be that, hasn't it? Yeah.
Literally, like that's the question.
Are we alone?
Are we alone in the universe? Like, is there other intelligent life?
Yeah. That was very profound, Adam. Very deep for you there.
Bro, I've got another one. Okay, I know I can only ask one, right? But if me and you discussed it first, we could ask one each. So you'd ask the one about the universe. I would say, how did they build the pyramids?
Ooh, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want someone to show me how they built the pyramids. Because yeah, I mean,
Those two questions are very much in the same sort of vein.
yeah, exactly. Another question, Jen Hutton. Oh, to be fair, I'm surprised she's asked any questions because she's famous now. She's been on ITV. I'm surprised
Yeah.
that she's even
Yeah.
involving herself with anyone else in the agency because she's big time now. But you know,
She is big time.
it's fine. It's fine. She's asked what is keeping you busy during lockdown, or what's best lockdown activities?
Best lockdown activities. Well, I mean, you said it, mate. Play
Yeah.
COD.
COD.
Do pull-ups and learn a new skill. That's it.
There's nothing more to say. We've answered the question.
That's it, really.
We've just rounded up the conversation we had before in a question and just I mean, all right, we're going to end on this one. It is, if you could go back in time to change one thing, what would it be?
Oh,
the outbreak of the coronavirus.
I know, bloody hell. Are we working on what kind of time travel thing are we working on? Are we working on Back to the Future, or are we working on Avengers Endgame?
Because I'm a Marvel nerd, I'm going to say Endgame.
But then whatever I do in the past, it's not going to affect us now, is it really? Because it just creates another reality. It's got to be Back to the Future. I answer my own question.
Okay, yeah.
So anything that I do in the past, it affects the present.
Yeah. So you go back and change something, it's still the same now. Yeah. Go.
I mean, I could go very deep on this because anything that I'd changed in the past could just have the most adverse effects ever. And I think like an obvious answer is to say like to go back and like assassinate Hitler or something.
Kill Hitler.
But what effect does that have on us now? Because they could have, if I go back, right, and get rid of Hitler, which, you know, well done me, great. But would we have, you know, not having those things happen? We've learned from it, obviously. We wouldn't have learned from it. So would there be another dictator type person now? Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Hitler was just one of a bunch of probably a bunch of lunatics, and Hitler was the one that just got in front of everyone else and kind of dictated. Like there was other people that was probably, you know, the same if not worse than Hitler. So I think if you killed Hitler, then someone else would have been in this position. So
if we're just going to imagine that if I go back and kill Hitler and everything's still fine and dandy now, but the Holocaust didn't happen, then that's my answer.
So you killed Hitler, but you would need to know that the Holocaust didn't happen also.
Well, I'd go back and kill Hitler so that none of that stuff happened, but we're also not being ruled by another dictator now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you.
So just get rid of bad stuff in the past, really.
If I could go back and change one thing, I might not change anything. I could just go back and watch how they've built the bloody pyramids.
Yeah. I mean, there you go.
I'll just go back and say, listen, mate, what's going on? Where the planning, like, where the sheets that say how you're building this right now, I'm going to take them back. I'll just bring them back here and I'll just look and see how they built it. Done. And I'll make a sick YouTube video.
That'd be one hell of a vlog, mate.
Can you imagine? Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going back in time, and I'm not joking. We're actually going back, and then can you imagine that?
I'd watch that.
I would watch that.
I'd watch that, definitely. Do you have any more questions for Instagram?
No, I think that's it from Instagram. I mean, one guy called Devin has said, "Stay safe and keep a positive mind."
If anything, that's something that we can end the episode on.
Stay safe and keep a positive mind. There we go.
That's it.
That's it.
I hope everyone's enjoyed this little working from home COVID-19 special of the social conversation. I mean, I certainly have, because I haven't had to sit opposite Adam.
Literally, that's one thing I would go back and change. I'd go back and not record the first one because you literally stink, bro. Like, I literally need to be further away. You know what? Okay. Let's keep the 2 meter rule for every recording session so we can be as far away as possible, because literally I can't handle being near you.
I mean, I was thinking that, you know, when we're sat across from each other on that table, that's not 2 meters, is it? It's more like 1.2, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we couldn't have actually done this in person. So it's just as well that we've done it over Skype, really. So thank you everyone for listening. Thank you for watching if you have. If you haven't, go check us out on YouTube. Have a watch of the hashtag We Remember video if you haven't already as well. Give us a rating on Apple Podcasts. We're finally on everything. We're all sorted now. And yeah, check us out in the next episode.
Thanks, guys.